Hey guys. Okay, so we're going to talk about dry spells. The first thing that I want to talk about is the fact that, and if you've been listening to us or following us for a while, you know that freelance businesses do not have to have dry spells. There's a big myth that freelance has to be feast or famine and there are always dry spells and it's totally unpredictable, and that is absolutely not true. Dry spells are not a natural part of doing freelance. Dry spells come from not doing outreach a few weeks or a few months beforehand. So if you are pitching regularly, if you are doing outreach, if you're connecting with potential clients, you won't have dry spells, but the key is to do it consistently. A dry spell comes because you got a little bit, I don't want to say lazy because, it happens, but you slowed down and you're pitching. Maybe you stopped your pitching, you got busy, you stopped pitching. So then a couple of weeks to a couple of months out, you're looking at your schedule and going, oh my gosh, I don't have any work coming in. That is where a dry spell comes from. It's not you stopped pitching yesterday, it's because you stopped pitching a couple of weeks or a couple of months ago. So that is how to avoid a dry spell. But let's talk about what to do if you're human, you made a mistake, you stopped pitching. What should you do if you're looking at a dry spell now? Well, first of all, do take the time to identify where this dry spell came from. Look back at your schedule, look back at what you've been doing. If you have to-do lists that you keep an eye on or project management software, go back and take a look and see where it was that you stopped pitching so you can identify it and you can learn to make that actual connection. Hey, I stopped pitching right after Thanksgiving and now it's January and I don't have any work. It's really important that you come to understand that at a deep level so that you can avoid doing it again. Part 2, start pitching again. Start pitching like crazy. If you have, you don't have any work to do anyway, and I say that with much love, but you don't have any work to do anyway, so start sending those pitches out like crazy. And again, I say like crazy, I just mean more pitches than your standard amount. And of course, as you know, more pitches doesn't have to mean lower quality pitches. They're all still very, as our FSF students know, they're all very value-based. You're not begging for work. You're not being annoying. It's all still very value-based, but you need work. So you're going to increase the number of pitches that you're sending out regularly, that you're sending out. This is also a really great time to reach back out to clients that you talked with last year. This is a good time to say, hey, I wanted to catch up with previous clients. I always offer them just a half-hour call to do kind of a strategy session to see what last year looked like and what you could be working on for this year. Totally free for previous clients, but just wanted to offer that to you. A strategy session can be a great way to just reconnect with this client. It's only a half hour of your time, but a really great way to reconnect with this client and also potentially find new areas of opportunity for more work in the next couple of months or whatever. You can also say, if you don't need this now, if you have a colleague or someone who would benefit from it, please let me know. That's kind of a favor I afford to colleagues of past clients as well. All again, very value-based, putting yourself forward or putting what you have to offer forward. You're all about helping build their businesses, but it will likely lead to some work for you as well. And then part 3 of this, so you've ramped up your pitching, you're going back, you're talking to other clients or to previous clients, try to get some work in now or as soon as possible. Part 3 is to make sure this doesn't happen again because we know where this comes from. So go into your calendar and block out regular time for pitching so that you won't be tempted to be like, well, I'm just too busy. I don't have any time this week. I'm super busy with clients. So I can't, even when you're super busy with clients, you need to block out some time for pitching. Otherwise, the same thing is going to happen. You're going to get to a period of time, again, a couple of weeks or a couple of months after you stop pitching and go, oh, I have a dry spell again because I stopped pitching when I was busy. You can scale back your pitching when you're busy, but you still need to be pitching. So go into your calendar and schedule time at least once a week. If you prefer, if you don't like to do it all in one day, maybe you schedule a half hour or an hour each workday or whatever, however you want to do it, whatever works for you. Put it in your calendar so you're not tempted to skip it or work over it or anything like that. And remind yourself that you're doing this because you don't want another dry spell like the one, again, in this, if you're having a dry spell now, like the one you're experiencing. The best way to prevent a dry spell coming up is to make plans to continue pitching no matter what.